Yes, we feel very good, Ray. We knew that we were playing well. It's just a matter of stop making mistakes. It's trying to accommodate ourselves, especially with the players on the field, trying to understand each other better and trying to learn for the new ones how to adjust, how to move. I think Troy was an example of being solid, being very good defensively, and we didn't make any mistakes in terms of our job. So we forced them to do everything perfect for them, and if they wanted to beat us, they needed to do more, and they couldn't expect that we make mistakes. So that was good. We have to continue believing in that. We have to continue because it's not easy. Now we have 4 games, we haven't lost, and now we're going to have more pressure on ourselves. But it's positive, and if we continue growing as a group, we're going to be, I think, with our confidence, and it's going to continue growing, and hopefully that's the idea with tomorrow's game.
And now the last question I do have for you. You were mentioning in Spanish a lot of the challenges that you were facing getting to Detroit, the delays, the all the outside factors. But for you, just how do you just continue getting your squad ready? And will you see like any different changes to your team now that it has gone through a very difficult process in this last road game? You have to go on the road again and face a South Georgia Tormenta team who was a champion in their league last season.
Yes, we're ready, right? We don't make excuses, and we have to deal with the situations on and off the field, without making any excuses. We're not gonna do that because it's how we feel. Like, it's a situation that we cannot control. But we hope that the most important for us is trying to bring players ready and back. The ones that are injured, we want them to get back sooner. We want them to make sure that we have the complete roster in order for us to create a very good competition among ourselves, and that is going to help us to raise the level.
Good afternoon from Germany, Mr. Cabrera. I have 2 questions for you. Because we hadn't a press conference after Detroit, I also have to ask something about the last game. My Detroit question is, as I watched the game live and a few hours ago as real life, I had some feelings it felt a bit like Oakland, to be honest. In the first half against Detroit, we seemed to dominate the home team. We had many chances, and they hadn't really good shots on target. In the second half, as the time progressed, they were more dominant and had more chances, and we had a very good Tyler Derrick. I know it's also because they were behind and had to do something to get a draw at least, but it felt a bit like that we gave them the ball and were a bit happy that maybe our players can rest a bit more in the last 15, 20 minutes. So my question is, how would you say was the game after all? Because it felt like we had 2 very different halves, the first and the second. And what is your opinion maybe about the game?
Yes, I think it's fair to say that every time we play, we have situations when we have the ball and when we don't have the ball. When we have the ball, we need to be very good, very solid, and we need to try to score. When we don't have the ball, we need to be we cannot make mistakes. We have to be solid defensively, and we have to force them to do even better things for them to try to break our defense. It is normal for any game or for any club that if you're winning 1-0 at their home, the team is gonna react and it's gonna take more risk. They did it. They had more risk. But when we had the ball, we had 2-3 chances, very clear chances that their goalkeeper, stopped those chances. It's, you know, they got exposed and we could have scored 2-3 more chances, really clear chances that the other goalkeeper saved. And he kept the team, he kept their team in, into the game. They were at home. They needed to win, so they had to risk and send more players, and we just were holding them. They have 1, 2, 3 options. One of them, it was very clear, very good, but we have very good chances. Even we have a PK that it wasn't a. The referee decided not to call just because of his opinion, but we believe it was a clear PK, and we were ready. If we scored another goal in the second half, we changed the game completely. So that is something that we need to improve. We cannot be waiting. We have to continue improving, and our possession, definitely, when we have the ball, if we can hold the ball a little bit better, it's gonna be even better for us. So we need to work on that. We need to work on holding the ball better in the second half, or when we are dominating the game or we're winning the game. We need to be able to hold the ball a little bit more in possession in order for us to avoid the other teams to put some pressure on us.
Then I had, of course, a question about Tormenta, but I don't want to miss it. Congrats for the first win of the season, of course. I don't want to make your first win bad. I just had some thoughts about the game. My question about Tormenta is the following. It seems like the Tormenta is going in the same struggling first 3 games like us, because they had, I believe, just 4 points like now, not many more than we have. So my question is, what is your current impression about the team itself as it stands now? Of course, the league difference will be there, even if they had won all games. But what's your impression about the game, and maybe what can we fans look up to against Tormenta? Because of course we want to win the game to get in the next round, but we also have some problems with the thin roster, or maybe the not so perfect corner kicks, for example.
Listen, this is a new tournament, a different type of tournament where, we're gonna be even, all of us. Tormenta it's the USL championship from USL 1 champion from last year, and we respect that. Also, we don't think about the games that they have played, that they have won or they have lost. This is a great motivation for them, because they're gonna play against a team that is 1 level above in the league, above them. So if it's the opposite, for example, if we have to play an MLS team, we will be very motivated, because it's an opportunity to showcase against a stronger opponent, and that's the reality, and we know that. So we respect the game. We need to be solid, and we have to understand that they're gonna come after us trying to win the game, to change the bad situations they've been living throughout the first matches of the season for them.
Thanks, coach.
Back-to-back goals for you, Taylor Davila. For you, how did this one feel to get this game winner against Detroit? And what did you see tactically on the defensive side that allowed you guys to keep the 0 intact?
The goal against Detroit was great. We knew it was going to be a tough game. We knew the conditions would be tough. I mean, getting that goal early and getting the lead early was really important for us winning that game. And then defensively as well, just we were solid, we were compact, we didn't make individual mistakes. They had to earn their way to break us down, and we played super well defensively, and keeping a shutout in a place like that was very difficult. But with 1-0 lead, we needed it, and it was great to get a win.
And my last one, now short turnaround, you guys get to travel once again to Georgia. What's kind of something that you've seen on film on them? I know they're playing very early in the season, and you guys already have that little bit of a head start. What have you studied on film on them that that can allow you guys to go on the road and keep grinding out the results in open play now, in open cup play?
We've seen on video that they're a good team. We know that they won the USL League One championship last year, and I think they've got 1 win and 2 losses. And it's early, and they're bringing in new players to the team, but we know they bring in quality players. We know they're going to be a tough team to break down. So we just got to respect their opponent and play as best as we can.
Good afternoon from Germany, Mr. Davila, and I have 2 questions for you. My first one is a bit about you, to be honest, because if I'm not wrong, you played your whole soccer career in California, and now it's your first step outside of your, you could say, comfort zone or your home state. After your first 3 home games and maybe your first away game, how would you say, can you compare both, let's say, environments of both clubs you played before and maybe your current impression about the team and the maybe improvements in the last games?
Yeah, I love the environment here so far. There obviously every coach is going to have their own style. Wilmer has created a great environment here, and those first 3 home games we wanted to get a win, but we kept improving each home game, which was very important, and that showed against Detroit. We improved after each game, and finally against Detroit, we were able to get that all-important win. Yeah.
My second question is about Tormenta, of course, because in the last weeks you had maybe like 1 week after the game to prepare for the next game. Now you had like 2 or 3 travels between the states and the clubs. So how would you say is your preparation for Tormenta with all those travels and short, let's say, rest times, and maybe combined with the last games and the flooding of the pitch, which delayed the game, of course?
Yeah, it's difficult. Flying back from Detroit and then flying to South Georgia. It's a lot of miles. It's a lot of miles on our legs. We played 4 games now, so guys are starting to get fitter. Guys are starting to improve their running, improve everything, including myself. Traveling is difficult. Being on the plane is difficult, but we know how to take care of our bodies. We have staff here to help us take care of our bodies, and there's no excuses. They played a game this weekend as well. We just got to come out and do the best we can.
Thanks.
Taylor, obviously, early on this season, you're finding good success on the offensive end and helping the team move around. Just to breaking news for you, everybody, you've been named back-to-back teams of the week. So congratulations on that end, and also how does it feel to be able to open up the scoring for the team and provide that comfort?
It's been feeling great. I've had a couple shots on target. I've made a couple saves. Feels really nice to have 2 go in. Being on team of the week is cool, but winning against Detroit away in an environment like that was even better. Celebrating with the team afterwards, it was our first win and an important win, and those are the best feelings. Scoring is cool, but winning with the team is amazing.
And then, in contrast to your times in those goals and coming into here, what have you seen development wise from yourself that allowed you to shine this early on in the season? Get on that radar for you.
You know, just last couple years at Los Dos, I've played a little bit more defensive mid, like the sixth position. Here I have a little bit more freedom, playing a little bit higher up, and that's allowed me to get around the box. I've been pretty good, I think, around the box my whole life, and now just being in those areas have allowed me to do what I do.
You good, Kieran?